Oh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Albus.
Yes, here we are at Hogwarts. This is Professor Sprout's herbology garden. I thought it would be a good spot for a chitter-chatter.
Yeah. So I have a few questions about security. You seem shocked.
Not at all, dear boy. Ask away. Damn it!
You decided that for safety, it'd be a good idea to have Dementors guarding the school.
Oh, so what's the question? Is there a question there?
You shouldn't do that again.
You mean invite Dementors onto the school grounds?
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, okay? When you're short-staffed, which we kind of are at Hogwarts, we've got one teacher teaching 5 different classes, you know. So there's lots of staff sorted, and you've got over 10,000 or however many pupils there are at the school, and you've got to have enough teachers to look after all the kids. So when you don't have that, plus there's a mad raving lunatic on the loose, we thought, well, okay, we're a bit short-handed. What can we do to make sure that the kids are safe? Is that we can bring in these absolutely terrifying creatures that are actually probably more dangerous than Sirius Black onto the ground. So that way it would neutralise the danger of Sirius Black. So we thought, if we bring those, then there's no way that the kids will be in danger. Because, you know, it's like a numbers game. He'll be outnumbered 100 to 1, and if he does decide to show his face...
That's the problem, though. He did get past the Dementors.
Damn it, yes he did. Here's the thing about Dementors. They're some of the foulest creatures possibly imaginable. They, suck every living, happy memory out of everything that they touch. So it's unfortunate that we had to invite them onto an educational ground, such as Hogwarts, but it was the lesser of two evils. We had a bad man to catch! We had to bring them in order to get... Because otherwise I'd have to say, sorry, Minister of Magic, but we've got a murderer and he may or may not be somewhere inside my school. Much better to say, look, we've got these scary ring wraiths running about looking for him, so he is on the loose, but we've got something worse than him chasing him.
I see, good point.
That's the logic.
Let's leave that there then.
Okay, fair enough. Phew! I think I just about got away with it.
Also, in the Triwizard Tournament, the Durmstrangs appeared on the lake in the submarine ship.
They did! How cool was that?
I believe that the children don't get majorly hurt is mere fluke, because the Kraken could have very easily sunk and ate the ship.
Yes, well, at least that's how it appears. The thing with the giant squid is he's very friendly. I mean, it's not like in Pirates of the Caribbean where it just trashes everything it sees. I mean, that's just movies, man. This is real life. I mean, I basically... Here's the story with the Kraken, okay? Or the giant squid or whatever it is. Basically, I bought it from a pet shop once, just thinking it was a little squid. And it turned out that it was a massive Kraken. And I found that out because I kept it in a bowl in my office. And once it got larger in size than the bowl, I thought, hang on, something's up here. So I got Dobby the house elf to just tuck it into the lake, thinking, oh, he'll be happy in there playing with the fishes. And then before you know what was what, we had a couple of students swimming in there, practicing for the house cup. And nothing bad happened. But it turns out that Squiddy, as he's known, Squiddy has turned out to be the size of basically a Zeppelin aircraft. But he was so happy in the lake that we just left him there. And we have put up signs saying don't swim in the Black Lake. I haven't said why.
And also the Triwizard Tournament, as we're on the subject of that, I understand it's very dangerous.
You say potato, I say potato.
Dragons, mermaids,
well...
and getting lost in a maze that tries to attack you, Victor Crumb being cursed.
Some things did go down. Some shit did go down in the maze, for sure. But in my defence, we hadn't had the gardeners in for a long time. And we thought, well, we've got all this excess plant and foliage, let's at least make a nice decoration out of it. So we decided, I just told the elves make a nice maze or something. I didn't tell them to put weird creatures and things in there. Excuse me. Oh! Sorry. When you've got the body of a 580-year-old man, sometimes drinking's a bit difficult.
Dumbledore.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I just had to go get a bit of a tonic from Madame Pomfrey. And she's seen to it that I've got another one waiting for me at the table. This is the kind of tonic I'm talking about.
Are you talking about the Triwizard Tournament? Well, one of your events in the Triwizard Tournament.
No! Okay, no, it's fine. I'll deal with the question.
You see, you decided it'd be a good idea for the children to have a competition while they're going underwater in the Black Lake.
Oh yes, that was so fun!
I'm sure, but the Kraken is also in the Black Lake,
Oh no!
along with mermaids,
I see where you're going with this.
and that isn't safe, would you say?
Well, I mean, no. But, well, okay, well, the thing about that is it's don't put the blame on me because, you know, I didn't actually come up with the rules of the Triwizard Tournament. It was conjured up, if you like, 1,000 years ago by this weird bunch of witches and wizards. I mean, fine, it wasn't technically supposed to be a school thing, but, you know, we can't just have the house cup every year. How dull is that? So, you know, one of the teachers just thought, well, let's do something different this year. And they were browsing through this medieval book of very dangerous practices, and they found the instruction manual for the Triwizard Tournament. So we'll say, we'll have that.
Yes, but dangerous, as you put it.
No, it didn't say dangerous, it just said medieval.
Well, it isn't exactly safe, is it?
Forget I used the word dangerous. It's not, I mean, it can be. I mean, fine, so it's not for idiots.
Harry was stopped from getting to the surface by some water imps.
Oh God, those
he almost
bastards.
drowned.
Alright, fine, I mean, we should have thought it through a bit more. I mean, okay, the second task was all in the Black Lake, as you said. It's true, we've got things living in there that we just forgot about because they've been in there so long. We knew there was a squid, fine, but he's so friendly we thought he won't be a problem. We forgot about the water imps. They are nasty, actually, now I come to think of it. They just cause trouble for everyone. Bathers, swimmers, ducks, they just don't get along. I did forget that I put them in there. And there's some sharks and pike and stuff, I suppose. There are mermaids. We talked them into participating.
Still a potential hazard, but let's gloss over that.
Please.
If you were to hold another Triwizard Tournament ever,
Yes.
next time, please either don't use sport that involves going in the Black Lake, or cast an enchantment that will stop any of the dangerous animals, including the Kraken, going into the area of the arena.
An enchantment, that's such a good idea. I don't even know why I didn't think of it. Magic. We should have used some.
And then there was the first task.
Right, what was that? The first task was...
dragons.
Oh, whoa. Fine, I'll agree with you. Yes, obviously I can't sit here and say that dragons are the safest creature around. I can't do that. I would be lying. But at the same time, you know, you want the events to be exciting, and you want to present the kids with a bit of a challenge. Especially, you know, they'll have graduated soon and they'll go off into life, and you don't want to give them the false impression that, oh, it's all easy, just get a job, you know, and a mortgage, and then you'll get married and it'll all be fine, it'll all be peaches and roses to the grave. Well, it's not. Sometimes in life you have to battle a dragon.
Well, they may remember their experience at Hogwarts, and then if they do have a child, they'll think maybe it's not the best idea to send my child to that school in case that would be their fortune.
I didn't think of that.
So then they might send if the child off to either Durmstrang or...
No, we can't lose students to Durmstrang. They suck. They're a bunch of Soviet fools.
Dragons, yes. Just more safety in all of these aspects. Just try and make safe.
So much red tape. Okay, if during the dragon tournament, when we pit a 14-year-old child against a fully grown dragon in the school, when we did that, should I have just put up some hazard tape and fenced off the area or something, just so the people watching this blood sport were going to be more safe?
Sport?
Yes. No, I mean it's not called. We don't call it that. But if I'd put up the appropriate warning signs and danger, fire, and as long as everyone was warned, I mean, because the dragon sadly did escape and it trashed a lot of the school roofing. I seem to remember.
Yes,
we had a huge bill to replace the roofing.
Another problem with that is Harry shouldn't have even been in the Triwizard Tournament.
Oh
He was
yes,
too young
yes.
for that.
Someone put his name into the cup.
Yes, and
By force.
your enchantment should have done something about it.
It was designed to stop anyone underage from entering, that's true. But now that I come to think of it, I'd had quite a lot of this the night that I came up with that enchantment. And I'd kind of forgotten the recipe, and I thought, just a few of these leaves and a bit of that, it'll be fine. No one under the age. You see how I get
17.
confused about it. 17, yes, would be able to enter, but maybe I don't know, maybe I forgot the rosary or something, and then he was accepted. God knows what would have happened if a 5-year-old had put their name into the cup. Maybe he would have been fighting a dragon.
Yeah, so 5-year-olds wouldn't be in Hogwarts, would they?
We've got a little kindergarten down the road, but it's not technically part of Hogwarts. It's like a prep school.
You must keep this school more safe if you ever plan on doing the Triwizard Tournament again. Otherwise, the Ministry may be forced to shut down the school.
Man. Okay, I'll hold my hand up to the dragon danger.
Most of these things do seem to be centred around Potter's life, which is rather interesting.
That boy attracts trouble. Like
Yes.
flies to poo-poo.
I believe it might be something to do with the return of Voldemort.
Oh, him! I'd forgotten about that, We accidentally hired him as well at one point because he'd hidden. To be fair, he was really sneaky. He'd hidden himself on the back of another teacher's head. How was I? He wore a turban and he pretended he was Professor Quirrell. He seemed like a nice bloke down the pub when I hired him. I didn't see that he had literally 2 faces. Another one on the back of his head. So that did sneak past the old security.
But there is a whole complaint from the Ministry about that section.
Darn it!
Have you ever heard of Parseltongue?
Parseltongue, is that a delivery company?
The language of snakes.
Oh, those boys.
Harry had that rather special gift, very rare.
He thought he was just attention seeking. Oh, I'm hearing voices. Shut up, Harry, for God's sake.
He was hearing voices, and he was hearing the voices of...
Are you talking about the possible...
100-metre serpent in the school's plumbing, hissing to Harry. Ginny Weasley was injured in the process.
Yeah, but she was fine in the end. In fact, they got married. How cool is that? Now, the thing with the snake is, when I bought it, it was... Basically, I thought it was a worm. But then it grew much larger, kind of like with the squid, and I thought, well, what do I do with this thing? When's it going to stop? It kept shedding skin, so I thought, well, first I tried to flush it down the toilet, but it just kept coming back, so I thought, oh no! So I thought I'd chuck it, I gave it to Hagrid to just, throw into the dark forest, but it kept slithering back. So I thought, well, look, for goodness sakes, what we're going to do with this worm, it's apparently not a worm, it's a snake. What kind of snake, we don't know, but it's getting bigger and bigger every year. We've got to hide this thing somewhere. So, all in good faith, we were trying to get rid of it. We didn't want it near the kids. So we just stuffed it down the sink and just turned the faucet on, flushed it away. But it ended up just living in the pipes. How was I to know it was going to talk sinister things to the kids that could speak their language?
And
it was really unfortuitous.
Hagrid isn't the best secret keeper, and he led...
No, he sucks.
Yes.
It's like Chinese whispers with a man. Yeah, that's also unfortunate that the world's biggest dark wizard was once enrolled onto one of our programs. That is unfortunate. It has left a stain on Hogwarts for many years. I've tried to get rid of it. Unfortunately, the word's got out. everyone knows that I once taught him.